Hey, it's Erica Renee, your favorite TBI coach, and this is another episode of TBI Uncovered, a platform that allows traumatic brain injury survivors to share their story and bring awareness about TBIs, brain conditions, brain injuries, the disability community, anyone associated with brain injuries, and to provide resources to those impacted. And on today's show, I have a guest and I met him through his aunt. I created a post on Facebook several months ago, and she responded and gave me his information or whatever. And I contacted him and asked him if he'd like to do the show, whatever, and he agreed. So we're going to talk with him, and I'm excited to hear his story. I know a little bit about it already, but I'm excited for you all to hear it for yourself. And he'll be in here just a few minutes. We just had to get a couple things in order first. But I'm super excited for this show, and it's going to be extremely enlightening. So you're going to learn a whole lot. And so I look forward to the information that you're going to learn. And today's a beautiful day outside. I'm not sure where you're located at watching this, but it's a beautiful day. At least where I'm at, it's a beautiful day. I'm in Missouri. So it's just nice here in this state. So just gonna wait for him to give him a few minutes to get in here and talk and tell us all his story. I think everything's okay. Let's see. I think we're good to go. Is anyone watching yet? Let me know if you're watching. I can see your comments on the screen if you're watching now. You're watching along with me as well. Let me know where you're watching from. Let's see. I love doing these episodes. They're very enlightening, and I learn something new every time. And apart from meeting new people, you get to know more and more information about different things, and I love learning, so I'm always for learning new things. And it's just very cool to know because I never heard about this condition either that he's going to talk about, and so it's a whole new world for me, just like it's a whole new world for you. So I'm very excited about it though. So it's going to be really, really interesting. Let's see. Check out these up. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh, let me get up here. Did I do it? Uh-oh. Come on.
Did I get it?
Yeah, we're here. Hey, how are
Okay,
you?
awesome.
Good. I'm like, oh, where is it?
Because it kept saying to allow access, and I was expecting to ask, but it wasn't asking, so I just allowed and just.
Okay.
I apologize about that.
Oh, you're fine. It's all good. Like I said, it's all good. I'm just glad you're here. So, this is so exciting. So, I just want you to start off by introducing yourself and tell us about your brain condition and the name of it and like what it is.
Okay, so my name is Drell White Jr., but everybody calls me Drell, and my So my brain condition. So I had it's called ganglioma glioblastoma. It's a brain tumor. It was located on this side, so it was really this big, and the tumor is benign, but they said the tumor was the size of a grapefruit with a couple golf balls and spaghettis is kind of like tangled all into it. And it was sitting on my optical nerve. And did I miss anything?
No, that's good. So what does it so obviously it affects, I guess, your vision. Does it?
So it affected my. So let me just keep my hat off. So where they was sitting on my optical nerve, so they actually had to cut my actual eye, my right eye. So my eye was like closed for like maybe a couple months. And then when my eye finally opened, literally my eye, the muscle wasn't contact, so it would just literally just drift around over and over and over. So it affected my vision, really like a couple of different, like my pituitary gland
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of different like hormones for the body and stuff like that. So it kind of put my body in shock, really. So versus from me going in, my body was totally functional. Coming out, my body was literally just everywhere. So
Mm-hmm.
it was not really functioning like it should. I'm trying to think what else did it affect. I would say mainly just those two things that affected because that's really like the main thing I had to basically had to start all over again,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
So I remember you mentioned the other day you had a VP shunt. Could you?
Yeah, so my shunt is literally it's like your ventricles are in the back of your head. You have two, the right and the left. So my right wasn't releasing the fluid that helps with your spinal, this
Mm-hmm.
like the spinal fluid. So they had to. This is what my fourth one. So it's like a ram symbol. It goes all the way around like this, and it comes through my neck. And it comes down through my chest. So I had to get that, but I had to get that done 4 times because it's a foreign object, so it can stop whenever it wants to. So like unfortunately me, I can't wear any type of headphones because it's magnetic. That's what I forgot to tell you as well. That was one thing. That's like one of the most important things. I can't sit near any type of subwoofers or anything that's really magnetic. So when I go through security at the airport, I have to be careful with that because it could actually dial it down because it's a setting to help drain the fluid. So mine is like on a one. It could make it go up high or go down low. So it's really tricky. So it's unfortunate. It's I had to have those surgeries in the past, but guys, it's been truly a blessing that everything has been functioning well.
So is there like a time limit that you got to keep it in, or is it for everything?
So right now, I wish it was. So right now they say it's gonna be for the rest of my life, but I'm just praying to guys with technology changing so much that I can be able to get it
Yeah, many companies do that.
maybe if possible, but right now it's for the rest of my life.
Hmm. What was it like
Yeah,
losing
so
and regaining it back again?
honestly losing my vision, it like I really opened my like I was telling you before, it really shed a whole lot of light on like at times how much we take advantage of our vision. So when I actually lost So I lost my vision on this side, but then when radiation actually caused this to go away, I literally, I panicked. But the main thing, I was so sad because I just really didn't, I appreciate my vision, but it just made me just really just look at life totally different because just being able to physically do like brushing your teeth or put on your clothes, but at that time I had to ask help to put on my clothes or to do just normal things to help somebody bathe me and stuff like that. It affected really my whole entire life that like I really shut down for a while
Hmm. So
because
that's
I didn't really.
message your mental like because I'm assuming you're grown. I'm assuming so.
So I had this happen to me literally when I was 18 in 2011.
Mhm.
So it was it and it happened while I was in school. While I was in college, I was in pharmacy school. So it really was like right at the time of my life where everything was like really going well. So when this happened, of course I was staying at home with my parents, with my mother, I should say. So really, I mean, I know she didn't have a problem helping, but she kind of see how my pride was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know what, I just got to go ahead and ask for help because it just, in my mind, I'm like, I see this not gonna get any better, so why not just ask for help for the smallest things? Because obviously, right now, I can't do it. So it definitely, I had to humble myself.
Absolutely. I said the same thing myself. Like, you don't think about these things till you lose it. Like, you just take advantage of it. You just,
Really,
like, it's gonna always be like that, but it can change like that. I mean,
it could change in a blink of the eye, and it literally, for me, it literally changed. I guess I would say literally in seconds, really, because for me, going for an eye exam and then literally within 24 hours, the vision completely went away
yeah,
because the retina was already detaching.
yeah,
It really, it was, I wouldn't say it was shocking. It was really like breathtaking, really.
yeah. Wow, I can't. I can't imagine just waking up one day. I can see it. They say I can't. I would panic.
I mean, and that was the thing, like I was saying, like when I went to the, excuse me, I'm sorry, when I went to the initial eye exam,
Uh-huh.
I'm already like, I can see, but then I can't. It was kind of like fuzzy. You know, like when you get out of a pool and the chlorine, your eyes kind of feel a little fuzzy. Literally, my vision was like that, but like 10 times worse. So
Wow.
when I was doing the eye exam, like I was saying, the doctor was really, he was thought I was joking because he kept moving the screen closer and closer, and I'm like, I could see you, but I could see just a little bit. So just from going to me seeing just maybe like 25% to going not seeing nothing at all, I'm like, man, I know I was complaining before, but
I couldn't. I couldn't believe.
now
My goodness. Um. So, how has your healing process been since then?
one thing I've learned with just with the body in general, it's a definitely a process. You have to trust the process. It could kind of be fast process or it could be a slow process. So mine's has been in the beginning, it was going kind of fast to be honest, and it was at a good pace, and I was very blessed and grateful. So when I actually had the surgery, I would say I was mainly in the hospital maybe 34 days to be exact. So I was really blessed for that. But once I got out, it was just walking around like my house or just doing like walking up and down the steps and stuff like that. It was a slow process, but as the years kind of went on, I guess I got distracted. I shouldn't say I got distracted. I just felt like, oh, I could do everything back
Mm-hmm.
to my normal self. No, once I did that, they really like made my health go back down because I wasn't taking it easy like I should have. Baby steps, I should say. So after, like I said, I had my 9 surgery. After the first couple three, my healing process was really slow, but then after a while, I kind of sped. I know I kind of drifted off, but within the last, I would say 3 years, 3, 4 years, my healing process has been actually phenomenal. And versus going to see 15 hours to only three, it's been, I can say that's a huge blessing, a huge turnaround.
Now, Michael Lomax said, "God bless you, brother. Continue to be strong." Can you see that?
That's right.
So yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you, Michael, for saying that.
Yeah, my
So
screen was a little small. I'm sorry.
what's your day to day like? Like, well, I guess I kind of answered already, but so do you face any other challenges due to your tumor?
Um, really, I guess some other challenges was just trying to adjust to this new part of my life, honestly, because I kept having to grasp and think like, man, like I can't believe like this really happened to me, and just my whole world seemed like it was. I had to really grasp on that for a while. I'm trying to make sure I say this correctly. Just trying to adjust to what my future is going to be like. And I know my mother and a couple of my family members and close friends had to put their life on hold. So it was kind of, I was worried about really others at times because I'm like I know so many people helping me, and I just been coming from a person who really didn't have to ask for much help and
Mm-hmm.
literally had to ask help for every single little thing from learning how to brush my teeth all over again, my ABCs, had to learn how to write my name, how to use a fork and a spoon, just small stuff, literally as what a baby would do. And literally, I mean, literally my whole family, which I'm blessed, they really put their life on hold to help me out. I know then I was worried about school and worried about how my life is at a standstill, how I'm gonna be further behind from others. I just
With the whirlwind.
it really was. I kind of was beat at first in the beginning. I was really upbeat and just like saying, just keeping my faith of a mustard seed. Like I know life is gonna get better, life is gonna get better. But then when stuff started to turn around and go the opposite way, I always had my faith, but I guess I let the world kind of
Yeah,
get me distracted off of my faith. So I started worried about the smallest little things. But it's
it happens.
it
Absolutely.
happened, but it seemed like it happened so fast. And I always would say, why me and why me? But I had to realize some people had it worse.
Mm-hmm.
And, you just gotta stay uplifted and just know it's gonna be a brighter day. As long as you wake up to a new day,
Right,
you're here still for a reason. So I just had to get over that. But it took a minute, but truly, like I said, timing is everything.
right. So what are some of your good memories? We talked about one of your good memories the other day. You wanna recant that?
So I would say out of all of this, um, good memories, I would say even when I was like in the ICU and I was like on the fluid restriction since my body wasn't producing water, I would take advantage of water, which I would never, like I was saying to you, I would never known there was a such thing as called water diabetes, but
Mm-hmm.
the medical term is diabetes insipidus. So we would laugh about it because my family members would ask me little stuff like, "Hey, Drell, what would you like?" I'm like, "I have some water, I have some juice." I would joke around with stuff like that. So like I consider those like some good memories because at that time I want to say I was dying, but literally my health wasn't good. I just would just joke about that because even though I knew my life was really, I'm sorry, I wouldn't say I don't want to use the word dying, but literally I was at that point of facing death. I just
Mm-hmm.
still wanted to make laughter and just try to make some good memories out of the bad. I know my memory long term, one thing I can say, I can remember anything about anybody or myself long term. So I'm blessed that I can remember like stuff like that. And
We talked
for
about
me,
we talked about one memory though that you said, but your aunt. What did your aunt?
oh, I'm so sorry about that. So my aunt, her name is Dana. One thing about her, so I think for like 3 years consecutive straight, I was in the hospital every time on her birthday, and she would bring up literally this huge spread birthday cake, and she would come up to the hospital literally with my little cousins at the time, they twins and her oldest. She would literally celebrate her birthday with me and everybody on the whatever floor I was at Barnes. I mean, the nurses would get some cake, the doctors, the
That
food and service, other patients, their families. I mean, she would literally spread that cake all around, but she would just come up there and literally and spend her birthday with me, and it was very heartwarming. It's just the love was just so awesome, and really with my auntie Dana, I couldn't really. It's probably nothing I could really do to repay her for that because that was just so awesome for her to do that and just have my whole family. Literally, who would think a person come with a huge spreadsheet of cake coming in, candles and everything, and we
yeah.
sing happy birthday to her, but everybody facing towards me, and I'm like, it's your birthday, not me. So she
Mm-hmm.
was like, no, this is my day, but you are my day as well. I'm like, oh
Oh,
well,
how special is that? That's so sweet.
it was.
I love
I'm
that.
so nervous just talking about it, but it was definitely something in my life that I truly appreciate. Just family is everything to me.
That's a good memory. So, how can you help educate people and bring awareness about it?
One thing I will say to anybody, like I kind of do now, if you having any type of second guesses of like headaches, consecutive headaches, like what I was going through, and then like um, changes in your vision, I would definitely see about not even getting do an exam, but really about an MRI, because with the MRI, thank God, which I convinced what the doctors went ahead and did, because the X-ray wasn't going to show what they needed to see. The MRI would literally show parts of the body, and specific parts of the body, I should say, that a typical X-ray wouldn't see. But I wouldn't brush it off, really, honestly, because typically we may think, oh, I got a Tylenol, I may need to quit stressing, or I need to go to sleep. And not Tylenol, let me slow it down. A typical person, you think if you have a headache, oh, I just take some Tylenol, some Advil, and you go to sleep, or just think, oh, I'm just over exaggerating. No, if it's consecutive, I would actually mention it to somebody, or maybe write it down, or just keep notes of how
Mm-hmm.
often it happens, because I wish I would have caught it earlier, but it was part of God's plan that it happened at this stage,
Mm-hmm.
because, like they said, they think I probably had this since I was a child. So who would ever? I'm glad I didn't go through this when I was a kid, even though I know some younger children that has. But it's just something I would like really help. I know health to everybody is big now, but little small stuff like that, I wouldn't consider it small anymore,
Mm-hmm.
because it truly wasn't small to me, because it really opened my eyes to life, and I had a second chance to be here.
So we also talked about your organization that you're going to start.
I'm sorry, what was that?
We talked about your organization that you're going to start. Remember that?
Oh yeah, so I would do one. I know my aunt Camille and my mother, we came up with Seed of Faith. So
Mm-hmm.
I do want to start that, because I believe that everybody has a story, and I really want others to share their stories, and then just not to judge each other, because you just really don't know what a typical person may be going through. Like when I first went outside into this world, when I couldn't see and I had to depend on holding somebody's hand to lead me and guide me, and like I said, my eye was closed.
Mm-hmm.
This half of the side was just like really dark, because the blood flow had stopped. Just seeing other people just judge me and things like that, I'm just thinking like, wow, if they would know my story,
Mm-hmm.
I bet their whole entire outlook would change. But when I start speaking about it, other people will come up like, hey, I went through something similar to like that, or my family member, or I know this person. You just never know. I've met so many people whose stories have impacted me, and I know will impact this world. And I just think if you could just be kind and just really just be willing to talk to certain people, even though I know the stuff is going on, I think it could really change this world, honestly. Because you'll be surprised. It could be your worst enemy, but you could have something so in common with that person. But
Definitely
we
agree.
just got to be willing, just to,
I agree with
I
you.
guess, to go that extra mile sometimes.
Yeah. So I thank you for your interview, but I want to play a quick game to end it. Something fun, just to I just some quick fun game. It's called This or
Hmm.
That. So
Okay.
you pick one or the other.
Okay.
So would you rather travel by plane or train?
Plane or train? I think I'd rather do the plane.
So do you prefer earphones or AirPods? I'm
Oh,
like,
I would do AirPods since I can't do the headphones.
you don't like it? I love headphones. Phone
I
or
wish I could, but I mean, these things they always falling. But
yeah.
the headphones, I wish I could.
Would you rather talk on the phone or text?
I'd rather talk on the phone. You could say way more over the phone versus excuse me, a lot more over the phone versus the text. And then I don't know. I feel like that's old school. I grew up in the '90s, so I'd rather just talk instead of just text. That's
I'm with you on that one. Pac-Man or Mario Brothers?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Pac-Man or Mario Brothers?
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. Lakers or Heat? Last one. Vic, Vic,
My
Vic, Vic,
Lakers. I'm gonna go with the Lakers. I
Vic,
grew
Vic.
up on Kobe Bryant and
That's,
Shaq and all of them, so I'm gonna have to go with the Lakers.
that's right.
I'm
That's,
gonna have to because that's my childhood right there.
that's right. Well, again, I think for your time. It's been so fun. Tell people how they can find you or, contact you if they have questions or anything.
Okay, so my Facebook, you can reach out to me on my Facebook, which is Drell White, Drell White Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I just made a new Instagram account. So that is, which is like a nickname my father gave me, is Big Dog, BIGDAWG. I think it's underscore Drell.
Right.
And then
I'm on IG too. I probably.
I don't think I have my email. If you want to email me, my email is white, WHITEJR .andrell, AUNDRELL at ymail.com.
Okay.
And those really like the big three.
I had that in the description below. All the information they can contact you. But again, thank you for your time, and this has been so fun. So have a good day.
Awesome. You too. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Let's see. Thank y'all for watching TBI Uncovered. I'll be right back with another episode after this. Let's see. I had to stream. Uh-oh.